You are now listening to the Pelicans post-game report. Flash report.
All things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. I am Big Q chiming in with you on this episode of PPR Preview. Please feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button for all there is on Pelican content, man. We have the preview of the OKC Pelican matchup, man. And a few things have kind of changed insofar as who we are going to see in this matchup. So I give you 10 keys to victory for the Pelicans, for them to defeat the OKC Thunder. I know it's going to be a difficult matchup, as the Thunder are everything that we are not. They're 6-0 and 3-0 at home. Very tough team to play against. But there are some things going on with OKC, right? For instance, Chet Holmgren's not there. Zion Williamson is also out for the game. Nikola Topic is just down for a very long time as well. Kenrich Williams, one of the key reserves off the bench, is also out. So there are a couple of starters there, like Holmgren and Williams, that are out for this game. Kevon Looney is a game time decision. So a few things the Pelicans can deal with in this matchup, man, that they possibly could get going. So anyway, let's get into some of the stuff that we see here, just to kind of get you guys ready for the matchup. As you can see right here, here's our statistics going at each other. 108 flattest, but the Pels do per game, 29th in the NBA versus the 11th ranked offense that the Thunder produce, almost 120 points a game. The Pelicans surrender over 123 points a game, which is 26 in the NBA, versus the Thunder. They stop you at 110.3. That's third best in the entire NBA. You take a look at the field goal percentage. Pelicans almost shooting 42% from the field, which is 29th, versus 45 by the Thunder, which is 19th. The opposing field goal percentage of how they shoot against us there, you can see it's also a top three component right there. The 3-point shooting by the Pelicans, they make about 11 of them per game, 12 by the Thunder, but the attempts are really high. The Pelicans attempt 33 of them suckers a game. OKC do 41 of them, but look at what they do. You know, that they attempt is top 10th in the game, but in terms of the percentage, you can see they're shooting about around 30% from downtown versus the Pelicans 32.5. All right, field throw percentage for the Pelicans is about 77% as a team. That's 19th in the NBA. Look at OKC, 85.6. 85% the team shoots from the foul line, which is third in the NBA. That's where we need to be as a struggling team. You can understand why Pelicans lose games. They're 77% as a team from the foul line. We got to be a top 10 team. That's fundamental. You can see OKC is fundamentally sound. They are already there. The rebounds, Pelicans average 41 a game, which is 23rd. OKC, look what they're doing, 49 flat, which is fourth in the NBA. So it's a lot of things going on there. The turnover rates, you can see the turnovers for those teams. You can see a matchup there. The steals per game and blocks there. A lot of good stats for OKC, which would explain why this team is what they are. Now you can see the previous matchups dating back to last year. The Pelicans haven't beaten this team in a while. Just over the last 4 games, OKC is dominating them 0-4. So that's not good at all. And of course, you can look at the overall record between the two, 32-46, 0-4. They're 0-2. They have not beat the OKC Thunder in quite a while, and that trend could continue to move forward. Also, kind of looking at the starters for both teams, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Shai the Great as they call him. Lou Dort is also at the backcourt, or the backcourt for those teams, a defensive component who frustrates people. So Shai is the leader, averaging over 30 points a contest for OKC in his role, and he's found how to play. 34.2, shoot 52%, and 87% from foul line. Nobody gets to the line more than this guy, right? So the Pelicans have to be mindful of that. Lou Dort is there. Zion Williams and Chet Holmgren is out for this game, and Hartenstein will be at the center position. So expect Alex Caruso to play in the game. Maybe Aaron Wiggins. We'll see how they match that in there and who they'll put there in their place. But off the bench, Cason Wallace, AJ Mitchell. These are a couple of guys that are really good. Isaiah Joe. These are solid reserves. Now, like I mentioned, Nikola Topic is out. Kenrich Williams is out for this game. So they do have a couple of guys off the bench that are out. But OKC is OKC, number one in the Northwest Division and playing some really good basketball. So can we take advantage of the fact that Williams and Holmgren is missing, and we do have Zion Williamson and Trey Murphy here for the Pels? Can we get that dub against this team? And that's one kind of talk about, man. Anyway, also here's the Pelican starting lineup going into the matchup right here. As Jeremiah Fears returns, him and Trey Murphy are the front court. Herb, Zion, and Eves again. Jordan Poole comes off the bench there with Jordan Hawkins, Sadiq Bey, Derek Queen, DeAndre Jordan, and Kayvon Looney. Probably is not going to play in this game, but he's, like they're showing you right here, is questionable, which is a game time decision. So Kayvon Looney returns. DeAndre Jordan falls all the way down to the last man on the roster. You probably might end up seeing him be released at some point. You never know. But always, this is what we're working with, starting with both these teams going into this matchup, and it'll be interesting to say the least who gets the dub. Now, let's get into my keys to victory for the Pelicans. 10 keys for the New Orleans Pelicans to beat the OKC Thunder. Key number 1, dominate the glass. Thunder, a strong rebounding team, and they convert them second chance opportunities. Pelicans got to crash the boards, especially on the defensive end, and limit those extra possessions. We've seen too much of that in some of these games where the New Orleans Pelicans get into these matchups with these particular teams, and they allow, like what happened in the previous matchup when we were talking about in the recap of last game, is the fact that when the game is close and the Pelicans shoot a high clip from the field, from the foul line, and they actually do a feasible job on some of the other things, it's the other little things when it's close that cost you the games, like the blockouts, and all this kind of stuff. Knowing how to keep guys off the offensive glass, and the Pelicans have struggled with that, not just this year, but just across the Willie Green era, right? So this is something that you can't allow to happen in a matchup against this particular team. Number 2, limit the turnovers. In recent matchups, the Thunders have exploited the Pelicans' turnovers for transition points, and in the deep shots, keeping the ball safe is crucial. Respect the basketball. Respect the ball. Respect the ball. The Thunder are really good at playing in those passing lanes. They're handsy. They reach a lot, and they're good at turning you over, getting in transition, and scoring off those turnovers. You can't allow that to happen. You have to respect the ball. Respect the ball. Number 3, slow the pace. OKC thrives in up-tempo pace. The Pelicans need to control the tempo, use them longer possession, execute them sets, avoid getting sucked into the run and gun scenario. They got to be patient, and they have to play under discipline and control. Number 4, they got to defend the three-point line. The Thunder have proven capable of going hot shooting runs from beyond the arc. While they slump at times, the Pelicans must stay close on them shooters and contest from deep. Do not allow the OKC Thunder, do not allow these guys. Do not allow them to have wide open three-point shots and all this kind of stuff. You can't allow that to happen, because they'll knock them down. Now, I know they mentioned they're missing Holmgren and Williams. Those are 2 big parts. But still in all, OKC plays behind a philosophy and its players. So whoever's in there or not, they're going to be guys coming in there still shooting the ball and playing defense as a part of their philosophy, right? So we have to be able to defend the three-point line. Number 5, force the Thunder's bench to produce. The core of OKC is strong, but the Pelicans can make the Thunder's depth work harder, and it could tilt the edge. Getting stops when the starters rest is key to the Pelicans securing a win against the Thunder. Number 6, get the production from the wings. We covered this in other previews. Players like Trey Murphy III, he got to step up. He got to hit these shots. He got to defend, and he got to be able to stretch the floor. The Pelicans can't rely solely on just these stars. Everybody has to play behind this and have a solid stance. Number 7, Zion controlling the paint and getting those post touches. If Zion can assert himself inside, if he can draw fouls, finish at the rim, collapse the defense, the Pelicans will have an avenue to attack the Thunder. And not only that, but when Zion Williamson is able to get the proper calls, he has to hit these things, like we've seen him shooting, like we talked about overall the team shoots 78%. They need to be up in the 80s somewhere, especially in these close games. You got, when you're given the opportunity to go to the foul line, you got to make your adversaries pay. You got to. All right. So anyway, also active help side defense, communicate 3 times. Rule of 3 Umar Johnson ass comments. With the Thunder's pick and roll shooter movement and inside threats, the Pelicans defense must be sharp, rotate, and avoid giving up them easy buckets. They got to. Help side defense and communication is key to beating the OKC team because they communicate very well. The Pelicans have to do this. All right, hustle, energy plays, right? Hustle and those great energy plays. The Pelicans have them loose balls or the deflections, diving on the floor. Those can provide energy bursts that shift the momentum of the game. The Pelicans must match the Thunder's intensity early to stay competitive. Don't come out here with that slowful, slotful stuff. With this slow, they have to match the intensity of these people. They can't turn the ball over, be stupid enough to throw irresponsible, careless passes. You have to be able to see where these guys at because OKC reads their eyes, and you have to be able to have your head on the swivel, and you have to play with high IQ. Just don't throw the damn ball out there, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Zion. We have to be respectful and responsible with the ball to beat this team. And then finally, hit free throws and capitalize on the free throw line. It's called a charity stripe for a reason, right? In close games or when grinding through runs, converting from the line becomes huge. The Pelicans must be efficient at the stripe and avoid getting into foul trouble. This is key. Hitting the free throws, doing what we're supposed to do, and maybe we can come out with a W in this matchup. Now, of course, all of this is said, what the players need to do, because obviously, no disrespect to Willie Green, I don't think these are some of the things that he's going to focus on in the game. So this is something our players have to understand and keys to victory. I think, personally, I'll make a selection right here. I will say OKC wins this game. And what it does do is, because the rumor mill, we talked about this, we covered it on previous streams, that the insiders think that this is Willie Green's last game. If this is a loss, and I think it will be a loss, I think the Pelicans, when Willie Green gets home for the Charlotte game next week, he will no longer be the coach of this team. Interim coach James Borrego would take over for the rest of the season. So with a win or a loss, with a win, does it change his status? I mean, if a win over the Thunder is impressive, does it stop his slide into the unemployment office? I'll leave that for you guys to say. But really, after the Pelicans 0-5 thing, and remember, only 3 teams in NBA history started out 0-5 and went to the playoffs, and they all were first round exits. There's never been a team, and since the merger of professional basketball, that started the season off 0-6 and went to the playoffs. Y'all bear that in mind. So a loss today should spell the end of Willie Green. It should have spelled the end of him after 4 losses in a row. His losses date back to last year. So it's just a whole nother thing. So like I said, man, that rumor is they're going to release Willie Green. Does it change with a win? Because Gail Benson's stupid enough to believe that if she says, "Oh, he won and we can keep him," this is a Gail thing, fam. This ain't no joke. These people writing these articles, they don't want to go after the Gail because she a billionaire. She'll probably bust their ass. But the reality is, it is not Troy Weaver or Joe Dumars at fault. They just got here. Put the blame where it belongs on Gail Benson. She did this before. She has a track record of doing stupid moves like this, protecting people that need to be fired. Willie Green should do the honorable thing, like an honorable Japanese samurai, and fall on his sword for the team. You ain't even honorable enough to do that, man. Just fall on your sword, bro, and spare us all. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to cut out on that. Y'all put in the comment section below. Let me know what y'all think, man. And also feel free, man, listen, if you're respecting the message, please feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Share. If you're not a sub and you listen to PPR, check your sub button, because you might not be sub. A lot of our information is showing a lot of people that listen to PPR are not subbed up. Make sure you please check that sub button. hit it up, hit up all the buttons, hit the little bell as well. I promise you, none of these bells or these buttons will blow your phone up, and it won't charge you $1. It's all free to hit. So hit them up for us. We keeping it real on this Pelican stuff. Anyway, with that being said, hit up the comment section below and let me know what you guys think, and I'll holler at you on the next one. Much love, peace, and go Pelicans.
Subscribe now and stay up to date for all things New Orleans Pelicans.